Beware of quack surveyors on the street. A survey plan is the foundation of all land-related activities and must be produced by a registered surveyor. This vital document can either support or hinder future transaction on your land. Unfortunately, many unregistered individuals pose as surveyors, misleading the public. It is essential to recognize the signs of quack surveyors, such as unusual low pricing, backdating, false survey coordinates, and failure to lodge a record copy with the State Surveyor General's office. Professionals like architects, builders, town planners, and engineers rely on accurate survey plans for their projects. A legitimate survey plan must be signed and sealed by a registered surveyor and lodged with Surveyor General's office. It is therefore your right to request proof of this lodgment, as failing to do so is a criminal offense. Without it, you might face difficulties with further government transactions, such as requesting for a certificate of occupancy, governor consent, land regularization, and so on. Families with large expanse of land often fall prey to unqualified surveyors, resulting in poor planned subdivision of land and potential slums. Some land speculators or sellers may claim their land has a title survey plan. Please don't be deceived. A survey plan is not a title, but a crucial part of it. Kindly watch this short wrap-up interview with the Surveyor General of the state, Surveyor Adesina Ayokunu, to educate yourself.
That was back in the days. Yes, I used to hear it when I was a much younger officer. But of course, as I used to say, age does not turn wrong to right. You understand? So, but not in our system. We don't accept it. There are sanctions for any errant officers that could look with anybody to attempt to bring it, not to talk of bringing it in. It will not come into our system.
Sir, can survey plan stand as a title?
Of course not. Survey plan is not a title document. It's an annexation to it. If you have, of course, as a town planner yourself, you have seen a title document by the provision of the Land Use Act of 1978 is the certificate of occupancy, which must be issued by the governor of the state in respect of the property or the land that we are talking about. So, and if you have seen a certificate of occupancy before, it has an annexation. It is the survey plan that is annexed to it. So a title is not a title when a survey plan is not part of it, but the survey plan is not the title. It's part of what makes a title.
Well, you have mentioned, but I want people to definitely understand that fact, because there used to be a word you say record copy or red copy. So which one is the right pronunciation? Is it red copy? Because I've gone through the survey plan. I've not seen anything that is red there. So it is misuse of words that say red copy or red copy. Even red professional too, they are even mentioning red copy. Can you please tell us the right pronunciation of that one? And what is it?
The statute prescribes that the record of any survey activity that is undertaken within the state must be lodged with the Surveyor General of the state. You understand? As you carry out a survey activity, you capture data, you process the data, and you prepare the plan. This becomes a record of that exercise. Do you understand?
Yes.
this is not a representation. The exercise that was undertaken is not represented by a color. How this whole sum, the summation of the exercise that led to preparation of that survey plan is a record. You have a record of everything. And so, because the survey plan is the end result of the whole exercise, showing the record of everything that was, for instance, as I said earlier on, the survey plan conveys information. It shows where the land is. It shows the dates. This is a record. It is that record that you go and lodge with the Surveyor General. How come you are going now? So you are going to the Surveyor General to go and give him a color. So that is to answer you. So you are going, okay, for instance, there's a prescription on how you represent certain information on that record document. Boundaries is to be shown in red. The connection is to be shown in blue. Some other information are to be shown in black. Okay, so you have a record that contains certain information shown in red, certain in blue, and certain in black. So would you, without being a surveyor, would you refer to that document as a red?
So it's record copy.
It's a record copy. In fact, back in the days when I was undertaking my industrial attachment in the department, this same office, and I was deployed to the record room as a young chap. So the head of the room, I asked him one day, you know, students are usually very inquisitive. So I asked him, I said, Oga, why do they call this record copy? And why did they call it red copy? He said, no, it's not red, it's a rec. REC. Rec copy. Shortened word for record copy. But just like you rightly said, some of our professionals also erroneously refer to it as red copy. But to put the matter to rest, it is, don't be lazy about it. It is record copy.
So what's the implication of not submitting that record? How long does it take? Because we have seen some surveyor, after the completion of whatever they have done, they will give the owner, the owner the survey plan, and they will now be saying that, okay, the record copy is not ready. What is the implication of not submitting that record copy? Or why is it being delayed?
Okay, so it's not delayed. As I said, lodgement of the record is a process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You understand? It's so the law says you must lodge the record of that survey activity within a month. Within a month. Failing which you'll be subjected to some penalties. You understand? So non-submission at all also attract penalty. So, but it is prescribed that you must lodge the record within a month. But what we have seen is that because the client copy is the one that is first produced by the surveyor before, you know, on the client copy, the control, the, you know, some other information are not shown. So it prepares the client copy, it gives that to the client, and the client is expecting. And then he approaches the Surveyor General's office to commence lodgement. You understand? So, because he gave the client copy yesterday, the client is approaching the Surveyor General's office today to request for information about a process. You understand?
Yes.
So the surveyor has only brought, for instance, maybe within 2 weeks, he prepares survey plan in respect of 3-4 different properties. He will want to wait, you know, collate everything and approach the Surveyor General at once, not to finish. I'm just, thinking for them. I'm not saying that's what they do, but it is mandatory that you must lodge the record within 1 month. And so when it comes into the domain of the Surveyor General, it goes through the process of lodgement, and upon completion, a certificate of deposit is issued to the surveyor as evidence that it is now in our record.
Because like I just said now, many people don't even know that such thing exists. Once the copy has been given to
the client,
okay, that's the
it walks away.
So now it now becomes a problem, maybe in future for any further transaction. You now discover that now say, oh, the record copy was not lodged. Then what in that case, what should the client now or the owner of that property, what should he do? If you now find out that no record copy was lodged to the Surveyor General's office, what would he or she do?
Okay, so yeah, if he discovers early enough, it is proper to quickly call the attention of the surveyor. It is not right for the surveyor not to have lodged the record in the first instance. That surveyor is in violation of the provision of the Lagos State Survey Law of 2015 as amended. But as for the client, it behoves of him to place a demand on the surveyor that I have been to the office of the State Surveyor General and I was told that you have not lodged the record. So why? Kindly, so the surveyor will have to come around and ensure that that is lodged. But our people are becoming much more aware now, and it's an advocacy that is under discussion, that we need to push out information to the public for them to know, what are the obligations of the surveyor once they want to procure their services. So as you ask a surveyor to carry out survey exercise for you, then one of the documents that he ought to give to you is the certificate of deposit, showing that the record of that survey exercise has been deposited or lodged with the Surveyor General.
Ensure you do the right thing and seek clarification on any land-related issues. For more tips and information on land and property matters, follow Keepu Plus Property on all our social media, such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok on weekly basis. Till then, bye.